I'm Ashley Phillips.
Hi, I'm Nathan Johnson.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. It's great to finally actually be here today and not just a phone call or an email. So I want to thank you for taking the time to meet with me.
It's my pleasure. So first, I would kind of like for you to tell me a little bit about yourself, your previous work history, maybe some activities you like to do in your free time.
Oh, absolutely. So my name is Nathan Johnson once more. And kind of more of the schooling side of it. I'm currently going to Northwood University. I'm a hospitality student there. And I've kind of always known that I wanted to do hospitality. I've kind of grown up in the industry a little bit with my parents, and I've had a lot of opportunities to kind of learn from them, from their mistakes as well as their triumphs. So that's kind of the more studious side, I guess, but more of just like who I am and to kind of get a better idea of that. I'm a very open person. I like talking a lot. I like talking with my hands. So I'm very open to like new experiences as well. So that's why I reached out to you and this internship. So it sounds like an incredible opportunity. And I know that I'm very conscientious and hardworking. So I know that I will bring value to your company and your bed and breakfast to make it even better with my bright and smiley face. And I'm very confident in my ability to complete tasks with direction from you, of course. So any kind of input that you have, any kind of directions that you give me, I'll follow absolutely, unless I find some kind of better way in which I'll kind of talk to you first before going on. And then also hospitality gives me an excellent opportunity to express my extroversion a lot. So I get to talk to a lot of people, which I absolutely love doing. And I get to meet them, meet new people, have new experiences, and it's super incredible. And I'm really looking forward to that part of the job if I get accepted.
Yes. So, it says here on your resume that you are looking to apply for the front desk position.
Mm-hmm.
So I just would kind of like to tell you like a little bit about the position and the company and I guess myself as well. So I am a visionary and coaching leader. I do like that big picture side of things and also being able to for like the long-term effects as well. Kind of like with the visionary and coaching leadership styles, I do like to build strong, cohesive relationships with my employees and let them know that I am a team-oriented manager. I know some businesses don't necessarily have that all the time, but also with the team-oriented manager, I do like to associate with two-way communication, and it kind of helps my business thrive, in my opinion. And also with the communication, I believe that the best way to give feedback or review to employees is a 360 review. And also to implement these styles and to have achieved my goal of owning a bed and breakfast, I have a positive work environment. And with this positive work environment, a big part of that is the employees, and with this position that you are applying for, a huge one is communication. And so that's kind of whether you answer the phone or you're greeting the guests as they come in. So when you're answering the phone, I prefer it's more of like a info-rich communication information that they don't necessarily kind of just tell them exactly kind of what they're looking for, nothing like too much extra, but enough to like make them want to be able to come and stay here. And as they're coming in, whether it just be to check out everything or to check in to the bed and breakfast, it's more of like a data-rich communication and kind of letting them know everything that is in this town and what we have to offer as a business. And along with greeting the guests, you need to have that reflective listening and have that good smile, which I can see you have right now, and great eye contact. And like I had said, the two-way communication is a great one that kind of I look for in an employee.
That sounds amazing. It sounds like you have everything kind of figured out, and it sounds like a really great opportunity.
So getting into some other things with this interview, can I ask why you're applying for this position? Why I guess you left your last job or are looking for this new opportunity?
Yeah.
This looks like a sore subject.
So my previous job, I worked the front desk at a gym back by my house. The manager there, me and him did not really connect at all. He was a very type A person, so he's very commanding, and he had to have his stuff done now, no matter what you were working on.
Oh.
And it just was a very uncomfortable situation for me to be in, especially because I was still young and I was still trying to kind of make my mark on the business and uh, trying to show my proactive nature by going above and beyond for all the members and every kind of anybody that walked in, anybody that went to the juice bar even. I wanted them to feel welcome, and I felt like I was the only one trying to do that. There was a lot of people that were just surviving there. It was just a paycheck for them. It was just meeting their physiological needs for food, water, shelter. But I really wanted to advance beyond that. I didn't want to just be stuck there. I didn't want to be stuck in the middle. Um, and I feel like they didn't support me enough, and it was just a very stressful situation. And I had a lot of cognitive dissonance going back and forth between staying and going before I eventually decided to leave. And I know that was a brilliant decision for me because I'm already much happier, and it was
That's
a
good.
very terrible work environment, but it's going to be an awesome work environment. I'm very motivated to try to help you out. I have a lot of kind of emotional intelligence as well that I've gained from my previous experience. So being able to control my own emotions, uh, as well as being able to transfer my emotions. So my bright, smiley, shiny face, when people walk through the door, they really appreciate that. I think. I mean, I
I mean,
would.
I appreciate it as an employer's standpoint as well as if I were to stay at a gap.
So I'm definitely looking for that need for achievement. I'm not just trying to show up every day and kind of fall behind, maybe get bored at work. I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to make my mark and getting out there and setting goals for myself to achieve in the industry as to this is like a launching point for me.
Sounds like you have a high need for achievement, which I love.
Absolutely.
So I know you had kind of said that the last job was stressful, but I would like to let you know that kind of the culture and atmosphere is very positive, with, I know every job gets stressful, so it's understandable. But with our business, we like to go and whether it's plan pizza parties or get that physical activity to relieve that stress and go to the beach or go golfing, take that time to really appreciate the employees but also relieve that stress. And with the culture as well, I know I had said it's positive, but there's not really like a hierarchy that kind of sounded like what the previous job was. It's just me and a couple of other managers that go and kind of make sure everything's running smoothly and everything like that. So hopefully, if we do decide to hire you, that it will not be like your last job and very stressful. So I'm sure that you've learned a lot, and kind of I would like to ask you, were there any difficult customers, or I guess how you would handle it, to sort of have a resolution if there is a conflict, whether it be like a customer not receiving what they had thought they were getting or anything of that nature?
So absolutely, I've had to deal with that on several occasions, and difficult customers, if you will. There's a lot of people that aren't really happy in this world, and I try to make them a little bit happier. So how I kind of go about those situations is I definitely need to listen. That is the most important thing reflective listening. So making sure that you know, that the customer knows that you're listening to them and that they know that you're hearing them is what I found to be the most biggest thing that is benefiting the customer. Because once they feel like you're actually listening to them, they calm down a little bit.
That's very true.
They feel very awkward screaming at you when you're just nodding your head and going, yes, I understand what you're going through right now. So generally that calms them down a little bit, but I definitely have to maintain my emotional stability. So I can't go crazy because they're going crazy kind of thing.
Yes.
And if I'm controlling my emotions, then hopefully they can kind of pick up on that a little bit and we can have like a real discussion. But sometimes I have had issues that I cannot deal with or I was not empowered enough to deal with. So I sought out expert help. So I talked to my manager, not the big manager, the guy that I talked about earlier, but a different manager. And I liked a little bit better than him because he was not good.
Too much.
So I'd seek out a different manager, or even talk to my coworkers if they had similar situations that they had gone through previously, and talk and see and try to get like a group idea of, okay, if this situation comes up in the future, how do we handle that? Or like, how do we go about not having the conflict in the first place?
Yeah.
So I'm definitely very organized in that way. Like I like to be on top of it. I like to go the extra mile for the customer because that's essentially what you're in business for. And I feel like that should be a norm of business. It's just something that kind of goes on. And I feel very benefited when I help somebody else. So I have that need for achievement, that need to help out with the group, to make an impact. That's something that I've definitely felt, and it's been instilled in me since I was a little kid.
Okay, so, as we kind of wrap up here, do you have any other questions for me, or?
I don't think so. I think we covered a lot of good stuff. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it was a pleasure meeting with you, and I will get back to you, hopefully by the end of the week.
Absolutely. Thank you for meeting with me. I appreciate it.
Yes. Well, guys, this has been an interview using OrgB.
I'm Nathan.
I'm Ashley, and thank you for watching.
Bye-bye.